Howdy guys. The next section we would be dealing with, we'll look forward to, is dealing with headache disorders and pain. Headache disorders and pain. Now, it's probably several times a week that I get asked to see somebody who has new headaches or headaches that are out of control. And so this is a very important section that we'll be going over. Now we break up headaches into those that are primary, those that are secondary, and those that have to do with a cranial neuralgia. Now the primary headache syndromes are those that are very common. In fact, we'll be talking about the tension headaches, which is the most common. Everybody has probably had some degree of tension headache before in their life. All you have to do is be severely hungry or significantly thirsty, overworked, overstressed, tension headache. We'll talk about the migraine, perhaps a more severe type of headache along that category. So tension, migraine. We'll talk about cluster headaches for sure. We see those more in men. We'll talk about the cough headaches. Some people get headaches when they have a severe COPD exacerbation, and they get a very disturbing cough headache. We'll talk about hypnic headaches that occur in older folks, generally at the same time of the night. Of course, then we'll talk about the exertional headache. Sometimes people can get exertional headaches when they are exercising vigorously, or if they're doing so in, let's say, a high elevation area like Colorado. We'll move on to talk about the stabbing headache that people can get, bang, 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 right in the temple. We'll talk about those that are sexual related, post and precoital. Believe it or not, there is a subarachnoid hemorrhage feeling like a headache that can happen right when we're excited, or even after intercourse. So that is the sexual headache. A thunderclap headache is one that's very much like as if a vessel has broken in the brain. Thunderclap headache. It's worse right when it starts. Thunderclap headache. We'll move on from there, and then we're going to talk about the new daily headache. New daily headache is one that happens most days, almost every day, but it lets up, and it happens over several months. So we'll talk about the new daily persistent headache. So we'll move through all of these headaches, and those are the primary headaches, and then we'll move on to those that I see here in the hospital. No doubt a person has an actual bleed and they have a headache, they have a stroke, they have a headache, they have an infection like meningitis, encephalitis, they have a headache, they have high blood pressure. Usually it's like 200 over 100 and something, frontal occipital headache. We're going to go through all of those secondary headaches that people have. And then we'll talk about the cranial neuralgias. There's several of them. There's one, trigeminal neuralgia is the most common, severe lancinating pain, trigeminal neuralgia, that you wouldn't want to live with for a long period, and many times people do. It can come on, multiple times a year or yearly, and last for several months. Trigeminal neuralgia. Then hypoglossal neuralgia and glossopharyngeal neuralgia, and then there's a Tolosa-Hunt syndrome that people can get. So those are the primary, and then the secondary, the primary and the secondary headaches, and then the cranial neuralgias. I just wanted to make sure I was keeping my order there. So we've covered now, just giving you an introduction as to what's going to be in the course, and you're also getting kind of a quick mini course in neurology as we move through and you learn the art of neurology. Hang in there, we're moving quite rapidly.